How is it going, everybody? It's Will Robson here. You can check out my work at facebook.com/RobsonINK. I just recorded this 3 times, so I'm going to talk about this again for the 3rd time. My computer's been a little bit of an annoying little brat, so hopefully we'll get right into this. So what's going on here is I'm drawing a cover for Meta Rising, and I'm not drawing a cover for the first issue of Meta Rising. I'm drawing a cover for a mini-story of Meta Rising. And Meta Rising is written by Anna Sheldrick, and also sort of co-written or co-plotted or co-created by Josh A. Gatsby. I think his name is Gatsby. It's probably not, but I hope I got that right. Sorry, Josh, my bad. And it's going to be coloured by Liam Shalloo and penciled and inked by me. So what I've been doing with this project is I've been drawing these mini-stories, and there's 2 mini-stories, 3 pages each, and now we're doing covers for them. So I've completed one of the mini-stories, and this is all going to be done by April 1st, or just before April 1st, and then I'll be moving into actually drawing the first issue for Meta Rising starting in the middle of April, so that's going to be really fun. So you saw me there starting out with what I call Sausage Man, because he was just a big sausagey, not good looking pose. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be doing 4 different options, and this is over a matter of, I think, 45 minutes it took me to get all of these done. So this is option A. This is actually the option I would have gone with, but then again, I suppose it's not the best, but I still thought, to me, this was the best one, and it was him sort of crouching, like he just sort of got knocked over and he's getting back up and he's lying in a pile of rubbish, because that was sort of the pitch that me and Anna sort of thought of. I asked her what's a good idea for a cover, and she wanted him, in a pile of trash where he is in the comic. So I thought, great, I love action type shots, that's what I'm going to go for. Now the colorist Liam was suggesting all of these great covers, like ideas like people like Jock that do it, and Mike Del Mundo, who's a really awesome guy, and they do more of these artsy fartsy creative covers, and that's not really me. To me, comics, the reason I got into this is I'm trying to get back to being a kid and reading Nightwing comics in the 90s and Tom McFarlane and stuff, and I'm all about these sort of action mainstream looking covers. That's just a personal taste. I love the other types of covers, but it's not my choice. So that was choice A that we put there. Choice B is coming up next. It's actually the one that we chose in the end to do. It's going to be him sort of in the alleyway with a spotlight on him, and it's he's sort of covering his face with his cape, and I got the idea obviously from the Batman the Animated Series, and I think there's this great cover, I can't remember who did it, but it's sort of this worm's eye view looking up at Batman, and there's a huge spotlight on him, and he's got his cape over his face. So originally I had him looking to the right, which I thought was stupid, and I had him looking directly at us, because I forgot who I read it from. They said if you have on your cover someone making eye contact with the audience, it sort of instantly brings your eye towards the image. And with this I tried to do a bit of like a triangle framing, which is a lot of stuff that Frank Frazetta does with his work, but the triangle's a bit off kilter. I didn't want him directly in the center because I'm trying to do a bit of the rule of thirds. So what I'm going to do with this one, now that this is the option, is if there's an image by John Byrne, which everyone knows, which is the Days of Future Past spotlight image, but not that one. He does another one with Iron Fist that I really like, and he draws all the bricks, but suddenly anything outside of the spotlight is a million render lines over it, and it just gives you a sense of grey without the colorist changing the colors or anything. Because my #1 goal as an inker is to make as much grey as I possibly can with using black and white, and it's definitely a challenge. That's why you see a million tick lines over all my stuff. But if I can't convey a sense of lighting with my art, then I'm not a very good artist. So this is option C. This was the colorist's favorite choice. Option B was Anna's favorite choice, and option A was my favorite choice, and option D is Josh's favorite choice. So we had a bit of a hard time deciding. But this is Liam liked this one more because it tells more of a story, and it's a bit more dramatic, which is fair enough. You could see I didn't put much work into this one because I already realised while I was drawing it I didn't like it, because it's a bit too dramatic for Meta Rising. Because Meta Rising to me is like watching the Avengers or one of these Marvel films. There's a sense of fun to it. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's got a bit of humour in it, and which is what to me is exactly what a type of book like this needs. This again, I'm not unhappy with any of these covers, but I'm happy that it's going to be choice B in the end. That was my least favourite choice, was option C. And then option D is going to be what I would call the safe option. It's the option that always works, but it's very cliche. But you know, there's a reason why people call things cliches, because they generally work. It's like when you hear people say you want to lose weight, you need to diet and exercise, and people try and find all the different ways to diet and exercise. But if you just diet and exercise, it works. It's the same with comic book covers. If you have a guy standing on a rooftop looking cool with his cape blowing, it's always going to work. And I wanted to try and do something a bit different from the other three options, because I couldn't really think of anything else in an alley. So I didn't have him on like a rooftop, I had him more on like a balcony, so I could draw a cool window behind and use a lot of textures with the window and stuff like that. But we did not choose this in the end. This was Josh's favourite choice. And again, as I said, there's nothing wrong with this. It's very sort of, it's the most action-packed shot of them, but it's not... It's just something you see all the time. But hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what gets me jobs. So if I'm following what other people have done. So there I have a big swoopy cape that sort of frames his body a bit better. I'm trying to lead your eye sort of back to him, actually, with a curve that a bit more pointing towards his face. His cape's way too Batman now. I've got like points going on with it, but that's alright. Yeah, so I was trying to find the best spot for him. And you should always keep in mind that if you see how I have drawn up there, I have it saying Meta Horizon and Anna's Cool Comics, because that's obviously where the information is going to go. You don't want to draw a cover where someone's face is at the top there, so you know, that would ruin the image. So those are the 4 choices. I've started to do 4 choices now. I used to do it, but I really started doing it again because with my pin-up work, you know, I decided, hey, I'm going to go with the first option, and Alan, who's my boss with Lady Frostbud, said, you're almost there, but let's try something else. So I went and, you know, produced a much better looking image, and that's what you can see in my pin-up videos. And I realized, right, I need to stop going with the first option I do. I should sort of do rougher roughs like this. You see that these aren't very tight at all. They just give you the idea of what I'm going for. And I feel like the 4 is the best number. It sort of lets you flesh out, you know, a bunch of different ideas, because you should always try and do multiple steps and not just go with the first thing. Sure, the first thing can work, but not always. Anyway, so this book is not available yet. It should be in about a month. I'm not quite sure how we're going to be releasing these mini stories, but we're going to try and get it to you guys. And I know there's going to be a Kickstarter around this book, and then it's all going to start up. And it's fun because I'm drawing superheroes, and I want to draw superheroes. That's why I love this project. Anyway, so thanks for watching, guys. The next part will be up sometime this week because I need to get this done this week. So again, thank you for watching. I've been Will Robson. Toodle bums.